If you remember, and this is a fun stat, in 2020, in that pandemic shortened season, Drury had about a cup of coffee with the Blue Jays that season. He had an adjusted OPS plus of literally 0. Like, he was literally like 100% below league average, if that's how you would see OPS plus. And then, 2 years later, after rebounding a little bit, I believe with the Mets last year, if I'm not mistaken, but he moved around a little bit. He had a 122 OPS plus this year, and he was still an above-average hitter after leaving Cincinnati for San Diego. He hit a couple of home runs for them in the postseason, I believe. 28 homers, 31 doubles. He 20 starts at least at first, second, and third base. You can play him at shortstop for one game and not be too concerned. He's even got some corner outfield experience, so the metrics don't love him there. I mean, he's like John Birdie with power, although he doesn't run. It's just like, he provides value. He was worth 2.2 Baseball Reference, where Rizzo was at 2.3. I mean, he could theoretically be an everyday first baseman, and you could get 30 home runs out of him, though you may have to tamper expectations given the ballpark. But yeah, Drury is an interesting player.
I'm still on board. I'm still very much on board with Brandon Drury. You mentioned like somewhat John Birdie with power. I think it's more of just a Brian Anderson replacement. If BA is in this situation where he only has 1 year left to control anyway, there's the chance that maybe they trade him, or if really there's no takers, they could non-tender him and save money that way. Drury is going to be a little bit more expensive, but you hopefully get what you pay for as somebody that is coming off of this really impressive year, a career year, for somebody that is almost the same age as BA. He is a little younger than people might think. He just turned 30 late last season. So, and because of that, I think the price may be higher than we might expect also, but he's somebody that I think even at the high end, he's affordable. Like, he is somebody that I think no excuses. If the Marlins really want him, they could use him. The versatility is a nice plus. And he, even late in the year, the numbers came back down to earth a little bit after the midseason trade from the Reds to the Padres. That's really not that unusual with like big time trade candidates during the year. It happened to Juan Soto of all people. It happens to a lot of players. So I'm not too scared by that either. I just think that's a great name. I think that's somebody that they should be in on because he's a bat and he's very versatile and covers a lot of different positions for a team that just can kind of mix it up in the infield stuff. For whatever reason, they had some decent names in their infield this past year and it just didn't work. Those guys just didn't produce. So if nothing else, if they're just looking for change of scenery at those spots, I definitely see the fit there for Drury.
I wanted to clarify 62nd percentile on hard hit rate. If he had a 62% hard hit rate, we'd be talking about a contract that we may have never seen before.
He actually got traded in Miami, so he was here when he got dealt, and he did not make the All-Star game, surprisingly. I remember mentioning him to you guys early on in the season when this team was in it. The Marlins at the time weren't in it, and as an option because he was just having a great season, and I believe he was on a minor league deal or such a super cheap deal, and he's definitely going to be making a good amount of money if he keeps this up next season. And that's a great signing wherever you put him in the infield, and it'll make a lot of sense. And definitely an upgrade over, I guess, Charles Blanc, no offense, Carver, and who's the other one? Brian Anderson. So